Hello and welcome. Today we're working in managerial accounting on our full course. We're in the process costing chapter. Now that's chapter 17 for us, but it could be a slightly different chapter number, but this is process costing. And we're working on our second production summary, the full problem here in process costing. Hey, if you're new, my name is Jeff from Finally Learn, and I just teach a lot of accounting, a lot of finance, investing. So please like, comment, subscribe, put your questions down below. And let's get started on this problem. This problem is we have costs, and so our cost is split up into material cost. We also have labor and overhead. Labor and overhead, we're putting those together as conversion costs. You'll see that a lot of times. Now, we could have labor as its separate cost, and we could have overhead as a separate cost, and then we'd have to have separate percentages for materials and labor and overhead. But a lot of times, labor and overhead are allocated on the same schedule. So therefore, what happens is we just group those and just take the total dollars times the percentage and things like that. So here we have our material cost for beginning work in process and our materials cost for the month, conversion cost for the beginning work in process and for the month. And we could name that month. It could be June or July or whatever. I'm just going to call it month. Just pretty generic. And what we have is beginning work in process, we have units completed, and we have ending work in process. Now, one thing that's different from the problem we just got finished with is that problem we had units started. So we gave you this number, but here we're giving you units completed. So pay attention to what's given. Now, you could be given beginning and started and completed and not know the ending, right? So you just have to have three, but be careful. You need to know which ones that you have and plug it in the right place. Don't just assume because the last problem was started, then that's what we're given. You're going to get a different answer if you use this as the started number rather than the completed number. And then we have the percentages, they're complete. So let's do a production summary. Now the overall goal of production summary is we're going to take the actual units, but we're going to convert it to equivalent units. So here we do our section 1, the manufacturing cost. We're just going to add it up and call it manufacturing cost to be allocated. And then section 2 is going to be our equivalent units. How much work did we do? Section 3 is going to be section 1, the cost. Section 2, the units, take the unit cost divided by the units, and we're going to get the equivalent units, unit cost based on the equivalent units, right? And then we'll multiply all that back up and get our manufacturing cost that we allocate to cost of goods manufactured, the finished goods, right? And then some to the ending work in process. So that's where our big picture is. And let's get into the details. If you understand the big picture, the details kind of make more sense to you. All right, so what's our actual units? Our actual units are given to be 400 at the beginning work in process. And we don't know the started, so that we don't know the available. We do know the completed is 4,200, and the ending is 300. Okay, so we have enough. We can work our way back up. So how many did we have available? If we had 4,200 finished plus 300 not finished, we must have had 4,500 that was available. Well, how many units did we start? Well, we had 4,500 and we already had beginning of 400. We must have started 4,100. So we have backed in to find our units started. All right, so here's what happens on manufacturing cost. Now, we need to take manufacturing cost for beginning work in process. So we're going to take the 6,800 plus the 8,700. That's our beginning work in process cost of 15,500. And to that, we're going to add the cost this month, the cost to complete. We're going to add 72,400 and we're going to add 92,100 for the conversion cost. We're just taking the given cost and we're just adding this up. So there we go. We have happens to be 180,000 even on this. Okay, so our beginning work in process already had $15,500, and then this month we added some materials and conversion costs for now a total of 180,000. Now we need to calculate equivalent units, because actual units, let's look at this. The actual units is completed. Okay, let's use completed and the ending work in process, which is 300. So what we have is we're going to have our total actual is 4,200 and 300 for a total of 4,500. Now, the 300, they're only partially complete. They're only partially complete. So what we need to do is measure how much work we've done on this. And this is the goal of process costing. Now, for completed, we're just going to move that all the way across. And that's going to be the same number because they're 100% complete. Now, this is the weighted average method. So all we keep up with is completed and then ending work in process. We know we started some in the previous month. Well, for ending work in process, we have 300 that are, for materials, 80% complete. So what we say is 300 times 80% is 240. We did the work of 240, and we do the same thing for conversion costs. 300 times that percent, which I believe is 60%. Take that, 60%, and so 300 times 60% is going to be 180. So here's what we need to calculate. We need to calculate the total materials equivalent units, and that's 4,440. And for conversion costs, we did a little bit less work, 4,380. So the goal and the key for everything on this process costing is the idea, the concept of equivalent units. Okay? So we're trying to measure how much work we did. So here is, make sure you know how to get the equivalent units for in process costing, because everything's dependent upon that. We're going to take our cost divided by the units. It's going to be the equivalent units, and to get our unit cost and then to multiply back up. So it's very important that you can get these two here with equivalent units. Sometimes they're called equivalent units of production, or EUPs. So if you hear somebody call that EUPs, you know that's equivalent units. That's fine. All right, we're going to take our unit costs and calculate our unit costs by taking our cost. I need to find the material cost for beginning plus for the month. Okay, so that's a total there, and we're going to divide that by the units for direct materials. All right, so I'm going to take the 6,800 plus the 72,000, that's 79,200. Do your check figure here, divided by the 4,400, 4,440, and we're going to get 17.8378. Now, remember, we're going to go to 4 decimal places here. Don't just round it off to 17.84, because we're going to multiply that times several thousand units. We want to make sure we don't have a rounding error. We're going to, round to the nearest dollar on the final answer, but hang on to 4 decimals, and that you will minimize a rounding error. We're going to do the same thing for conversion costs. What's our total conversion cost? Well, our total conversion cost is 8,700 plus 92,100, and that divided by the equivalent units, or the EUPs, for conversion costs, which is 4,380. So that turns out to be $23.0137. So we need to add this up, and we get something like 40.8515. Hang on to 4 decimal places, because you know you're going to multiply it times the number of units. Now the last section 4 follows the format of the units right here. We're going to take 4,200. We're going to take 4,200 times the $40.85. All the decimals, right? And we're going to take the 240 times the 17, the 180 times the 23. Okay? So what is our cost of goods manufactured? Well, We have 4,200 that cost us each about 40.8515. And it'll come to some decimals. We're going to drop the pennies, round it to whole dollars. So the answer is our cost of goods manufactured, and this is the goal here, what we're trying to do. Our cost of goods manufactured is $171,576. We had $180,000. We were going to allocate $171,576 of that to finished goods. That means the remaining $8,500 or so, $8,400, is going to be materials and conversion cost. All right, so for materials, we're going to take 240 times the material cost of 17.8378, and we're going to take the conversion cost of 180 times 23.0137 and get 4142. Let's add these up. 4281 plus 4142 is 8424, and if we add these two together, that should equal exactly $180,000. So here's the goal of everything. We're using equivalent units, how much work we did, to allocate our costs between finished goods, which is cost of goods manufactured, and what is not finished, still left in ending work in process. I hope this is helpful. I've got lots of videos on both financial accounting, managerial accounting, intermediate accounting. So please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.